takes one drink to get that thing in the museum out of my head. As I pour another, the memory on the beach starts to come back. The day he said it, and I never said anything back. Not even goodbye.
Or get me some fudge, goddammit. Yeah. We'll use it. Use it in this next one. See what happens.
Hey, I'm Mick Loro.
And I'm Dave Ebersole.
And we are Light Booth Blackout.
A few weeks ago, we caught up with Peter Zielinski for a wonderful conversation that we are about to share with you.
If you're a listener of this podcast, you know Pete as the voice of Dash Malone.
And while Dash Malone will finally return to the podcast next week for our Season 2 prologue, unfortunately, Pete will not be returning with the rest of the cast.
We cherish and value Pete's time in the role of Dash Malone, and we're excited to bring you this interview and some never-before-heard behind-the-scenes moments from Season 1. And we're calling it...
Passing the Fedora, a conversation with Peter Zielinski.
Because Dave is corny.
Whatever. Let's get to it, because I know Pete has a lot to say, and I can't wait for people to hear this conversation.
Yay for Pete.
So Mick and I are here with Pete Zielinski.
Hello.
I don't know. It's been a while. So how are you?
Oh, good. Just like so incredibly busy and did the holiday stuff and got this whole family now. So, doing the family thing. Everything's going well.
So I was thinking about this. The first time that I worked with you was the first time that Mick worked with you as well. And it was all the way back for Quince Productions, which was artistically directed by the great Rich Rubin. But it was in Philadelphia, and it was for a production called Devil Boys from Beyond by Buddy Thomas and Kenneth Elliott. Do you remember that?
Yes, I have such great memories of that.
You played the role of Gregory Graham, who is described as a burnt-out ace photographer and booze hound.
Yeah, it was typecast, so, right.
Well, it was like a 1950s, it was a B-movie sci-fi spoof, and it was like very big, over the top. It was very queer, it was very drag. It was very intentionally low budget, so it worked so well. And Mick had done all the sound effects. It was really wonderful.
And Tom worked with us. That was my first time working with Tom too. And like it was so cool that he was involved in this also.
That's
more.
Great.
Yes, it's like an audiobook of porn.
No, Pete, I sound a little different then.
It was a rough one.
That was the last episode. Was those noises from me?
It was. Do you know we had to make two cuts of it to pitch it to do like different places, because like the one was a little too much. Your sex noises was like a little too much.
My sex noises were too real.
You were too realistic, Tom.
Yeah. Well.
No, not that it was too much, but not like but like they were. It was the certain type of podcasting. It's fine. They turned us down anyway, so it's.
Oh.
Are you good for yourself?
When we did Devil Boys, it was before I had ever even thought of Dash, and I have this vivid memory of you walking to audition. And I was like, oh, I don't know where I'm using him, but I'm using him.
I'm glad you did. That's a good theater memory. That one sticks out. Like the cool thing, I was working on two shows at the same time. I feel like that's when I do like my favorite stuff, because then I can like really, there's like such a difference between like the first character and the second character, and like the differences like become the defining points, and I just kind of go with that in each direction. So like that that hit at the right time, and I loved like the like goofiness and the sci-fi aspects, like it was so much fun, and you were so much fun, and super supportive, and made for a great show.
And I didn't actually start writing Dash until a year later, and I remember you had such this wonderful voice that felt so like the minute, like, and that's not how you normally talk, but the minute you kind of put it on, it felt like I was in that world. And that, I think you might have been working in my subconscious when I was writing it, because as soon as we got published, which was 2 or 3 years after that, Delia and I released it on Northwest Press, and we decided to do this big blowout issue 1 release party, and it was at the Society Hill Playhouse, and which is no longer existent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's out. Right.
They had a little cabaret space called the Red Room, and so for $25, you got the issue 1 for free, you got a free drink, and you got the show plus a big band. Where it was a 3-piece band, it wasn't that big. Yeah. So in true theater fashion, I ended up adapting it into a radio play, and I was so fortunate enough that you would work with me again, and you took the lead of Dash in front of people, in front of a live audience.
Yeah, they were into it, man. You got really good feedback there.
Once you know what to watch for, you always know there's more to the story.
Mr. Malone, I said, are you paying attention?
I am, indeed. I am listening to see where this story of yours is going. I'm not. Waiting for the phone to ring.
For my own reasons, I need to keep the authorities out of this matter.
Been waiting for the phone to ring for a week now. Nothing.
I need you to meet with a man.
What if the call never comes?
And exchange a large sum of money, which I will provide, for hands of you will find of little consequence.
Miss Macara, mind telling me what I might find of little consequence?
Just an artifact that...
Miss Macara? Oh.
Dash Malone's office, we put the eye in private eye.
Miss Macara, are you all right?
It was everybody who did the podcast.
Yeah.
And you actually did it in the suit that you did from Devil Boys, because we borrowed it from Rich.
That's right. Yes. I still fit. It was like years later. I felt good about that. It's reassuring. I don't fit now.
And when we were releasing the graphic novel, I thought it would be some kind of a cool thing to put it down and put it out in a podcast form. Here we are now. So do you remember like when we first started recording this?
Oh, geez. Yeah. I was excited definitely by the project when you told me about that. I was excited, first of all, for like the subject, the material that you provided, and then and the outlet. It was like I've done minimal voiceover stuff before, but like never like a full project that was so comprehensive. There were so many parts to it, and that it was over such a long period of time too. And then also that I got to work with you again, which I always love that, man. It's please, like, give me a call. Like, if I can do it, I would love to do it every time.
You have emerged in me, so I have emerged in you.
That was really good.
Cool. I got like kind of shivers saying it. That was a neat effect. That's cool.
I liked it. Do you want to give it another shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like you liked it, but you could like it more.
But yeah, there's a lot of excitement and some some nerves, and I remember you guys being so supportive. Your reactions to some of these recordings that, like, I'm just doing it. I don't know. But you were like, it seemed like you were more than satisfied with what was coming out on some of these occasions. And then I'm like, wow, like, all right, this is something I like. it made me more excited and more comfortable too. Or like, okay, like my instincts apparently are serving me all right, and like and not just my instincts, but your direction as well to get me to these places and to give me the background about what just happened, where we're coming from, where we're going to go.
Can we do it again? Is there like a little bit of nerves there for some reason? Hey, for this time, should I try like if I'm doing the opposite and really emotional about the stuff that she's doing for me on the inside, but
Yeah.
should I be like more really
more
like, get out of here?
Yeah.
Like not in a friendly way.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Cool. Why don't we try that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, and I hope we can still be friends after this.
No worries. I'm gonna just react, so don't get mad at how loud I get.
Okay.
Oh. You guys just apologize to each other for acting.
Yeah, I know. But look, Dash and Cindy are a really adorable team, and we don't want to mess this up.
Yeah,
okay?
This is a good relationship.
Yeah, this is a very healthy relationship for both of us.
That's right.
Yeah, but,
We are both in very dysfunctional worlds otherwise as characters, so we need this.
But that's part of it is
exactly
that they can. Cool. Let's try it again.
The more we did it, the more comfortable I felt about it. And then I remember too the first initial recording, we did it at your place, right? And we had the the $5,000 microphones or what, I don't know, I'm just making that up, but like, whatever.
Not that
like,
much.
And it's cool in the screens and the poppers and
poppers.
And, we're all drugged up. The pop fucking, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, and it was like all being in the same room gave a certain sense. And then bam, like COVID hit, and then we couldn't do that anymore. And then it became like setting up my own little studio, which was just my very small walk-in closet, and it was like surrounded by, I got like all my sweaters hanging over here, and my wife's stuff over here, and then my button-up shirts here, and like that was like the sound, the muffling of the sound for the acoustics. And
well, I appreciate that you used your closet as a sound room or a recording room, because your audio was always very good.
Oh,
he still talks about it. He still talks about it.
Pete just stayed in the closet.
I think like at that time though, like Mick and I had never done this before, and you hadn't really done at least an audio drama before. So we were all sort of figuring it out together, and I remember, and I think back on like we had such a theater, we're all from the world of theater, so we had such a theater mindset and kind of almost trying to capture it all at once at the same time. And as we got into it, we realized, like so much of it comes out, is changed in the edit, and we use a take here or half a take here. And so it was more about trying to give as much versatility as we could. And then we would do a fun run, and then we just would end up using that.
Yeah. Oh God, those fun runs are great. Now, I forgot about them until you just said it. That oh yeah, that's right. Just kind of free up and like whatever thought that you might have as you're going through it, just go. And if it doesn't go, whatever, we've already gotten takes that we liked. So it was like a pressure-free zone.
You are closer than you think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's like saying hot or cold. You're hot. You are.
Getting warmer.
Okay, so Mick nodded his head, which means that we have it. So we're gonna make this call. We're gonna do this fun run.
Yeah.
Carlos, have you done a fun run?
I don't know what that means, but I've done a lot of fun runs.
That's not what it means.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It means that you can do whatever you want.
Got it.
Over the top. Have fun with it. We already got it. We have it, right?
So.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's a possibility that this one could actually be used if it's better than the last one.
One of the first moments that stood out is I gave you a full cocktail, the gin sling. I gave you that whole drink recipe to read, and you did it so beautifully. And I was just, we made a whole episode around making that drink too, which
yeah, that is a behind the scenes. I would have to go back and relive it, but I remember that.
I forget what the reference was. Was it like a Zeta reference, or was it
No, it was Plink had just walked out of the bathroom naked.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
You made the cocktails, and then he showed you his cocktail.
Oh, Mick, look at you. To this day, and I said it then, and I said it on the podcast, and it's on the behind the scenes, and you can listen to it today. I think one of my proudest achievements in this life is writing the word yeesh for you to say.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I stand like a chump with a drink in each hand. The door opens. Plink leans against the door frame, scrubbed clean and in the buff. Yeesh.
You know, bartender, I tip very well. Drop the mic.
I think the best thing I've ever done in life is like write yeesh for Pete Zielinski to say live.
Yeesh.
That's great.
That's like my crowning achievement in life.
Simmer down.
Simmer down.
Simmer down. I'm mixing a drink.
Oh my
Simmer
God.
down, Dave.
I'm actually, I got tears in my eyes.
Cool. Yeah, I love it.
Well.
I like the scene.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, scene. Pouring sound. Where's that pouring sound? Dash gets bottles together.
Mr. Ponderosa, on the off chance that you do see him come around again, please let me know as soon as possible.
If I see him come around again, I'll shoot him on sight, which is what I should have done instead of dealing with the likes of you.
This is fun. This is fun. This was so much shorter, and then Leigh said he was going to do this, so I expanded it a little bit.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah. Wow. This guy. All right. Whatever it takes to get the paycheck. Jesus. Did. All right.
Hey,
what's
Leigh,
more?
Leigh, can you sit back from your mic just a little bit more?
Sure. I'm glad to do that, Dave. I'll just push it over here. It's fine. Fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Dave, can I ask you a question about this?
What?
That second line, Artie's first line, is that like two questions?
Oh,
what do you mean, question mark? You took care of it, question mark? Or is it supposed to be just one big question?
I'm sorry. Say this again?
When I read that, Artie's first line, what do you mean you took care of it? Is that one question or is it two for Artie? What do you mean? You took care of it?
No, it's the Dash, I presume, told Artie that the situation is taken care of. So Artie says, what do you mean you took care of it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's trying to, Dash is just trying to be as general as possible. Like, I took care of it, and he wants, like...
What did you do?
Yeah, like, how exactly is it taking care of it?
You're not giving me anything. Is he in jail? He didn't... Did you?
No, I didn't. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I did.
There were a lot of fun moments. There's like, remember we did the Halloween episode? Like that was just something. It was fine and fun and in character and just something. I listened to that one leading into Halloween and I was like, oh yeah, that's good. It was we did the Raven.
So Pete.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for making time and you got some heavy lifting to do. I don't know if you looked at the script.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I read it. And since you talked about it, I read over the poem a couple of times, which is good to like refamiliarize myself with it.
How do you feel about it? You feel okay about it?
Well, I think Edgar Allan Poe had a good idea, but I would have changed some things. Oh, how do I feel about my? Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's it.
No critique. Yeah, it's great. So,
Pete,
what?
I love you.
Thank you. Right back at you. Hey, so I'm just curious. I was curious to see if you would change it into, a guy, because there's like that. There's like the obvious correlation, I think, between Dash's loss and what's happening here. But I didn't know if you were gonna like.
You got that right.
Yeah, right. But I don't know if you're gonna like.
It's like I did it on purpose. I actually did a literary thing.
Yeah.
I had thought behind it and everything.
Oh fuck!
But I didn't want to get like too whatever, because that this is supposed to be on the funner side, so I didn't like.
Yeah, it fits in.
Are you saying Bo ripped you off?
Yeah, it fit in really nicely. I don't know if you were gonna like take some liberty and like kind of change Lenore to Plinkett. No, I don't know. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating.
Shouldn't repeat yourself.
I stood repeating.
'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. It is this and nothing more.
Hey, if Tom doesn't know about this, I think maybe give this to Sara.
Dave, that's written in my contract. He gets to make executive creative decisions.
With
so
a contract.
we already agreed to that.
I'm contracted.
We all have got. Yeah, the contract is that Dave has my likeness and ownership, and I don't remember signing that.
Oh, forget you two.
It was good though. I liked it.
You want to hear something really scary?
What's that?
There's only 8 weeks till Christmas.
That is scary.
Hey, Dash.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
What?
Happy
Halloween.
That's so
Jay, get it together.
Hey.
Rabbit.
I love it.
It's so corny, but it'll be good.
I love it.
It'll be good.
Am I supposed to be more drunk?
No,
Okay.
You're not supposed to be more drunk. But so like the thing about this is, I thought it was like kind of like pretty fun. I guess this is something Dash does every year. He reads a story and like he his two friends just humor him. Like that's
just complain the whole time. Yeah, that sounds like friendship.
Jay, though, you're eating the candy right while you're doing it.
Yeah. Bucket of Hershey Kisses. Not Hershey Kisses. They're chocolate chips.
Oh, that last episode that just aired, Jay, I thought you were really great. Not that you're not usually, but I really I felt for Sal.
What I do?
It was the one. I don't know if you listened to the most recent one.
When you're being tailed?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and I blow past you, and you're like, wait, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, man, pay attention to me.
I know. I wanted to as I'm listening to it, Mike.
That work was so fun. It was like.
It was. That's still some of my favorite stuff. The behind the scenes stuff with you and Sara and Jay, or just the three of you on the recording session together.
Yeah.
Improv.
Yeah, they're my.
Have you thought about just putting the three of us on a microphone and see what organically takes place? Although clearly we've done that. It's not effective in this show writing. Sorry,
Effective
guys.
for the basement tapes.
Oh, the basement tapes. Is that what we're calling this band now? The basement tapes? Is this our improv group?
Hey, Pete and Sara, how's Jay's voice to you?
It's fine. Yeah.
Normal?
Booming.
I'm gonna bump him up a little on my end. If it gets too loud, let me know.
Okay.
Suave. All these words work. Sophisticated, charming, masculine.
Resonant.
Really just fine.
Persuasive. Moving.
Thank you.
Powerful.
Ooh, yes, powerful.
Talk to me.
Authoritative.
I don't know what's happening right now.
And yet accessible.
Commanding feels
They're
very
talking about
appropriate.
me.
They're talking about your voice, huh?
That's
Yeah, it's a compliment fishing trip. I brought my tackle box. I'm teasing. I tease out of love.
Yeah, there was like some pressure to get it out. I guess there always is too. You just don't have forever to work on a project.
Well, do you remember we did you and I and Mick like I think only like tagged in for a second of it, but like we did this like epic 3-episode run for like 2 days where we just recorded like the last I think 3 episodes.
Yeah,
and like
gotta beat the kid. Gotta get there before the kid gets there.
Okay, Pops. Okay, Pops. All right. So I'm not going to take it too seriously right now because this is not recording, or if we are, it doesn't matter.
I'm just recording.
We can be whatever.
I'm recording just in case. Also, for any kind of behind the scenes whatever we may come up with. I don't know.
All right. Well, for the record, the sound of this, you can hear the bottle, maybe.
Yeah.
This is 100%. What is it? 312 proof whiskey. So, don't take anything that I'm saying so seriously. All right. Anyway, let's get going. To the place where Zeta Makar took me out of this world. To the last place I heard Plink's voice. The Egyptian exhibit. Yeah.
It wasn't important.
I am important. I am a person.
I've always thought so. I've always considered.
There's a whole comic book after me. Come on. Yeah. I wouldn't be sidetracking if it wasn't important. Something I found next to the sword. It was an ID bracelet that I had once given Plink as a gift, but it was now engraved. There was a note with it, one from Plink to me, and it said,
"Just know what it says is written on my heart."
So we dug up his body and took his heart out. There's nothing on there. A bunch of nerve endings and weird stuff. No words. Anyway.
No words.
The engraving.
We got it.
Yeah. The engraving was Egyptian hieroglyphics. Ones that I had seen before in this very museum. So I'll hit that better, but whatever.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. Well, you wrote it. Massive Corinthian columns made of marble hold this structure fast. Saul. There's no Saul. It's just Sal. So here's this guy you never met before. But anyway,
every good story just has a character that just shows up, and that's every good story.
He's the easy one you get to write off. Like, and he died. Oh well. I know what to do.
And then the other thing says something.
Yeah, and then I'm like, ever hear the legend of Ken and Nick?
Question mark.
What the fuck? Ken and Nick. And then, big worshippers of that Atom fella. You remember him, don't you? You conned his daughter into giving you that nifty symbol on your chest. No! I feel powerful. Like I can... I feel powerful. I feel powerful. Okay. Just feeling a lot right now. Part of it is powerfulness. Part of it is the sadness that maybe like I was neglected at lunch. Okay. This time, I think I'm done for. This time, I'm doomed.
So a lot of this investigator I don't have written.
This is it, Malone.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like Kermit.
Yeah. My number really is up.
You think you're going to get out of this one? Oh, you got another thing coming. Yay!
I'm going to let you do it.
Me, Kermit. I'm in an interrogation room.
Well,
You might as well cop it up. Wait, you might as well cop it to it. I can't do it like this. It's too complicated. You could do it. Fuck it. It was fun while it lasted. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I see the project as a whole, and it's it's everybody's contributions that did it. I had fun while I was doing it, and yeah, I'm proud of the complete result that came out.
So we're going into season 2. We're going into season 2. Unfortunately, you're not coming with us. But
in spirit,
yeah. In spirit you'll be here.
Yeah, totally in spirit. It's not a project that I was just like, I don't believe in this project, I'm going to drop out because I don't believe it. It's certainly not the case. So I wouldn't want people to think that at all. So I'll lay it out there like that. But yeah, with the family that was about to happen there, plus it was a job situation where I was changing jobs, like your career change. It just became overwhelming where choosing to have a family, that career change had to happen, and then everything else just had to fall, beneath that line. But it's also nothing, permanent. So I don't know, in the 5th or 6th season of Dash, when that happens, if there's a minor character that might come up where I can disguise my previous Dash voice, and I'll throw, I don't know, I'd love to jump back on and be a part of it.
So what I wanted to ask you, having played Dash and kind of held that character for so long, what would you say to somebody who is going to take the role on? What would the advice that you would give? What do you?
Oh man, I can only really share my own experience about it. That it was so wonderful, and I'm sure whoever steps in is going to feel that same sort of wonder and curiosity and comfortability that you guys, that you really make it a good space to be creative and to find your footing, and just keep going with it for as long as you can go with it. I mean, I had such a positive experience with it that I imagine like someone else coming into is going to have just as positive of an experience. So I don't really have words of wisdom to impart that like this is what you should do. You should really don't forget your vocal warm ups before. Make sure you have your whatever your method is. Or if you have a method, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. Just like I imagine that person would be looking for a really positive experience, artistically fulfilling and fun, and they get to work with you guys. So I don't want to tell anybody what to do. I don't know. I wouldn't want anybody to tell me what to do. But like hitting that source material, like having the comic books, like that's what it is. That's where it came from. So maybe that's obvious, but it's something that somebody could just gloss over and miss, because there's so much of the genre and character on the page already. I mean, you're given the script, but beyond the script, there's already material there that you can source from and really construct an image in your mind or a sound in your mind, and and then do your best to create that. There we go. There you go. Found something.
I just have to say thank you for all the hard work. It was a lot of fun working with you, listening to you interact with the other actors, and bringing Dave's words to life.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, and really, I feel like so much that the pleasure was mine. Working with you guys, creating this cool space, this cool sound space, because we weren't there. There was no physical space. It was a sound space. Making it so cool, and then adding the effects and all the stuff that you did to make me sound better than I was. That was cool. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
I wouldn't say better.
Well, more appropriate anyway for what was happening.
Well, you just have to go through wherever Dave was putting you for that moment, regardless of whether it was in your office or if it was chasing a mummy down the street.
When we talked about that, we would set up this interview type of thing yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. I just had some thoughts and memories of what this experience was like for me, and strangely, I feel like some of the most vulnerable and trying scenes or moments that I've had in any acting experience were like in this like audio in our audio interface in that closet, like and in my mind being somewhere else and having my imagination carry me the way that like a book kind of carries you into your imagination, like so it's not given to you in a movie. It's not the screen. It's telling you. It's just yeah. I have some of my favorite vulnerable moments that I can remember on stage or whatever in my closet in the scene, whichever we were doing. So like that's neat. I didn't think that would be a thing because like we're the catalyst. Where's the other actors giving you the line to feed your whatever your response is going to be, your emotional response or whatever it is. A bunch of them came out sitting there sweating it out in my closet because I got no freaking. It's a closet. There's no fan or there's no vent or window or anything. So that's neat. So yeah, thanks for that. I guess.
It means so much, and it was such an honor, and
it's just super
special.
special.
It's such a joy, and it just makes my heart happy. And thanks for taking the time to not just kind of reflect, but help us launch into the next iteration of what this is. Like I didn't want to kind of do that without you, but without just kind of touching base with you.
I think that I just because I'm not doing it doesn't mean the world should be without Dash. Bring Dash to the people. You guys are so good at it. It should be carried on, and I'm looking forward to it as much as anybody else is looking forward to it.
Pete, can you give us the line one last time?
Yeesh. I can't remember. No, I love you guys. So when you when you round up the gang, tell them I love them and I miss them, and break legs, whatever they do on podcasts. You know what they break a vocal cord,
bust a spleen.
All right, Pizza. For our audio listeners, Pete Zielinski, thank you so much for being Dash.
Oh man, pleasure's all mine.
And we're calling it
Passing the Fedora, a conversation with Peter Zielinski. And my glasses just hit the windscreen.
Don't do that. You should be like this far away.
Yeah, I'm not used to this. All right, yeah.
And we're calling it
Passing the Fedora, a conversation with Peter Zielinski.
Because Dave is corny.
I am corny, and this is hard. This is hard to do. Not just actually the speaking, but like saying goodbye.
It's not saying goodbye. It's saying we'll have a whiskey in the future.
Amazing. Okay. All right, we're done.
To hear the full extended version of this behind-the-scenes episode, support us at patreon.com/lightboothblackout at the Shine the Light Bright tier. Thank you again, Peter Zielinski, for playing Dash Malone with gumption, gusto, and grace. You are truly leaving some big shoes to fill. But who will fill them? That is the question. Tune in next week for the premiere of Dash Season 2, a prologue. We're calling it Every Ending Has a Beginning. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for listening. I'm John Barker. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. Once you know what to watch for, you always know there's more to the story.
Thanks for listening, everybody.